Hey, welcome back to Whoosh, here with me, Louie. Today I have a really cool CGC unboxing from Terrificon. I know I've shown off some of the books and pictures before, but now we actually have the books back graded from CGC. So I am beyond stoked to share some of them with you. So, let's jump in. So, first up, we have a book that is near and dear to my heart. If you've seen it, I have a original pencils page from this book, Spirits of Vengeance #2, drawn by Chris Campana. I picked it up at Little Giant Old School Comic Con in April, and now I have the book signed by the man himself. So it was cool. I got to watch him look through the book because he's like, I've never seen the finished product of it. So that was really awesome. And I can't recommend it enough. If you have a chance to meet Chris Campana at a Comic Con, do it. He's awesome. There's something coming up a little bit later. I teased it before. Rachel got a Godzilla sketch done by him, so that's coming up a little bit later. I can't wait to show you that one. But yeah, so this came back in a 9/8. It's not a key issue or anything, but for me, it mattered to get it signed because I have the page from it. So I think that's pretty cool. I have both books for the two pieces of original art I have graded, one CBCS, one CGC. So really, really stoked. Chris Campana, can't thank you enough for that one. So this one is Strange Academy #1. This is the 4th printing, but what's really awesome about it is signed by Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos. So the writer and artist for the book, we got them both signed. This is a 9/8. What's really, really awesome about it is I was late to the Strange Academy train, and I picked this up off of the shelf at Newbury Comics. And if you've ever been to Newbury Comics, you know they don't take the best care of the books because they're not there for like preserving and collecting. They're there for selling and people picking up the books. So sometimes the books can be in extremely rough shape. And the fact that this came back as a 9/8 is awesome to me. So that was really, really cool. I'm really, really stoked. And I know Rachel really, really loved that this came back a 9/8 as well. So that was really cool. Because Strange Academy is one of those books where we both have the same level of affection for it. Like, we both love the Strange Academy run. So, could not be more excited. And when I saw that Humberto Ramos and Scotty were both going to be at Terrificon, I was like, there's no question. This has to get signed and graded for us. And to be completely honest, I didn't care what it came back as for a grade. I just wanted it for our collection because it meant that much to us. So that to me was really, really cool. And I was really, really excited about it. So, yeah, Strange Academy 9.8. You never know what condition the book is that you pull off the shelf. You could pull it off of a Newbury Comics or somewhere else. And I think that's really, really awesome that it came back in 9.8. Here we go. So, Vision #1 by Tom King. If you haven't read this, I think I've talked about it a lot. This run is fantastic. It was really cool to get to talk to Tom King about the run and how I thought it was amazing. It's an emotional roller coaster of a run, but it's so good. And this is a key issue because it's the first appearance of Virginia, Vin, and Viv Vision. And Viv goes on to be part of, I believe, Champions after this. So really, really cool. Pretty big first issue. And with the Vision show coming out later, this might play into that. I happen to love the X-Men. X-Men the animated series was great, a huge part of my childhood. The original X-Men movies, I loved those even though they didn't follow the comics. So I've always X-Men Evolution, don't let me forget that show. I loved that show too. Nice little retake on X-Men. But I never considered myself like a huge X-Men fan, right? However, when you get to meet a legend when it comes to X-Men, you tend to kind of I don't know, nerd out a little bit more than normal. And that's exactly what happened at Terrificon when I had the chance to meet Chris Claremont. And I know I mentioned before that I was meeting him mostly to get a book signed for my nephew for his Christmas present because he's on an X-Men kick right now. And I know he loved it. So for me, it was really, really cool to get to do that. But also, thanks to Bobby's Retro World, I got to add not an expensive grail, but a grail for my collection nonetheless, because I think it's one of those amazing covers, one of those iconic covers, and on an X-Men level, I don't have a lot of those, so to me, this book hits doubly home. And what am I talking about? Because I've been rambling now. X-Men 141. This is the first issue of the Days of Future Past story. The first appearance of Rachel, Phoenix #2, Avalanche, Destiny, Pyro, and alternate future X-Men. Mystique, Blob, and Robert Kelly appearances are in this as well. But this is that iconic cover from the X-Men. Like it's one of the more iconic ones where you can see everyone where they've passed away, all of that. I think it's a fantastic cover. I absolutely love it. And when I had the chance to meet Chris Claremont at Terrificon, there was no other book I wanted to get signed by him than this one. And I'm beyond stoked to add this to the collection. And I cannot thank Bobby from Bobby's Retro World enough because he's the one I got the book from. And it came back a 9.4. It's a newsstand edition in a 9.4, so that to me is awesome. I am stoked. I love the fact that I have this book up. I cannot wait to put this book out. You might see shortly in the future at some point this whole setup behind me change, mostly from Star Wars to maybe some comics at some point. But we'll see. But I love it. I am so pumped, so grateful, and this is easily one of the coolest books in my collection now. So I can't believe it came back a 9.4. I was not expecting a 9.4. Now, I know I've shared my appreciation and adoration for Howard Chaykin I don't know how many times on this channel, because to me, he is one of my favorite Comic-Con interactions I've ever had. So, last year, I was able to get a sketch done for Bobby from Howard Chaykin of Princess Leia, and Rachel loved it, and the whole interaction with him was great. It stuck with us for over a year. And usually he's only at Terrificon on even years. That's just his thing. I don't know. But he happened to be there this year to help, I think it's the Hero Initiative. And when I saw that he was going to be there again, I was like, awesome. We need to take advantage and get a drawing done by him. And again, I feel like I shout him out all the time. Bobby from Bobby's Retro World. I was like, hey, do you happen to have a blank Star Wars cover? Spoiler, Howard Chaykin does not love doing Star Wars stuff. He absolutely doesn't. You can go up to him for basically anything else besides that. But we got a Princess Leia done last year for Bobby. Rachel loved it, and I was like, we have to do that and get one for our own collection. So we got this one done right here by Howard Chaykin. Signed and sketched by Howard Chaykin. It's Princess Leia. And it is Star Wars #1 from March of 2015. The Jason Aaron and John Cassaday run, which it blows my mind that we met Jason Aaron last year. Absolute gem of a human being, Jason Aaron. Such a cool dude. And then just the Howard Chaykin experience and getting to talk to him again and do all of that all over again. But having an original drawing from him is I'm kind of at a loss for words, just because I love our experiences with him. I think it is some of the best memories I have from Comic-Con now. And to be able to have a piece done by him in our collection forever is really, really awesome. The fact that it's Star Wars, something we both love, it's Princess Leia, it's just awesome. And I know he doesn't love doing them, and I appreciate that he still did this. So um, I'm just grateful, and it's awesome. So this is our Princess Leia sketch done by Howard Chaykin, and I love it. And I know I'm not presenting it very well because I'm still kind of at a loss for words for having it, and I know to some people it's probably nothing, but to us it's an amazing, amazing addition. So I think it's awesome. Now, the last one is the one I've been holding on to this whole time. It's the one I know Rachel happened to be most excited for because it's the first time we've gone and commissioned like a full drawing at Comic-Con. A little bit of backstory is we met Chris Campana at Little Giant Old School Comic-Con where I bought my original page, and he had a cover of, I believe it was X-Men versus Godzilla or Fantastic Four versus Godzilla, or maybe Spider-Man versus Godzilla, one of them. And Rachel loved it, but the price tag on it was a little too much for us at that moment. But she loved his drawing of Godzilla, and it stuck with her. And then we saw he was going to be at Terrificon, and I was like, oh, well, what if we could get him to do a sketch on a cover for you? Like, would we want to do that? And she was like, maybe. And then we went and we talked to him because I got him to sign the book I showed you earlier. And as we're talking to him, she like gauged his interest in drawing Godzilla. We got the backstory of how like the one she wasn't too like keen on was his first attempt at Godzilla. The one she loved was his like future attempt on him. So as we're sitting there talking, she's like, well, I'd really love for you to do one. I just don't know if it'll be the one I like. And he offered to sketch it all out, have her take a look at it, come back, and decide if it's actually what she wanted. So that's what we did. And she did, and she loved it. And the end result is phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. Here it is. How awesome is that? Like, one, picking out the green cover really allowed him to kind of go in with like some yellows on the teeth, the whites on the eyes. There's even, I think, a little bit of green marker around the eyes too to help really pop them. But this is a phenomenal sketch, and I cannot tell you how much this made her day to have this sketch done. It's not even a sketch; it's a full-fledged drawing with inks done. Like, and she got it done at the show. He did it within like a day. Not exaggerating. It's awesome. It's phenomenal, and I cannot thank him enough for doing this. Because even when she picked it up from him, the smile on her face was amazing. When we got it back from CGC, the smile on her face was amazing. And yeah, it's not a key issue by any stretch, but it is a book that now means the world to her because she loves Godzilla. This is an original drawing. I was going to say sketch, but it's not. It's an original full-fledged drawing. And I just know that she's absolutely stoked, and her being stoked makes me stoked. So, Chris Campana, thank you again. It's amazing, and I love it, and I know she loves it. So, thank you again. I could not be more excited to add another piece of original art to our comic book collection. So, yeah, these are the two big sketches we got done for ourselves at Terrificon this year. And yeah, they're pretty awesome. So that's our Terrificon CGC haul. I'm stoked. I hope you enjoyed seeing that, and I hope you get to make it out to Terrificon one of these years. If you've been to Terrificon, let me know in the comments below who's your favorite artist you've met, who's your favorite celebrity, what's your favorite aspect of Terrificon. I'd love to hear from you all below, and yeah, we'll catch you here next time.